Get it?
And here we go.
The Korean Rogue contingent.
Yeah,
nice.
the Rogue fans are catching on now. They'll go ahead and get that cheer out right at the last possible second, but going to start things off on Night Market. And we can see here Rogue right now hovering over that Diva for Nico.
Will we see anything new? You know, will we see an adjustment away from triple DPS, as you say? Nico on the Diva would suggest that, but still plenty of time for adjustments. Soon an AKM, the trademark now. I was always a huge fan of the McCree from AKM, but no adjustments to Soldier yet. Sees the Soldier taking the start off.
Seems like this might just be the comp coming out for Rogue. So double DPS, 2-2-2 to start.
That feel when Rogue's in a match and it's actually their opponents running triple DPS.
Yeah, no kidding. Mighty AOD, we'll see how they go ahead and bring this one out. They said that they thought triple tank was going to be the best, but they're going to run the triple DPS instead. But already, Sleep goes down. AKM picking up a double kill as he gets rid of the Lucio and Fate on top of it. Chasing pretty deep all the way back into the spawn, trying to get Reverser. Won't be able to get him, but already a very strong and dominant showing by Rogue as they move forward onto the point for the first cap.
Yeah, they focus on ensuring the split spawn was as severe as possible, then drop back onto the point. Get the first claim, although it is halted, so they don't actually own the map yet, despite the first DPS
Does get
shots.
stopped, but already Fate just goes off the map. The boot from Nico, knocking him down. Doesn't have the leap to get back on, but Mighty AOD, they do find a couple kills here. They pop out Nico, they get rid of him, but Erster goes down from AKM, and now soon dashing around to the sides, finds Thorncut, gets rid of DM as well. They'll be able to chase in, take out Sleep. Well, maybe not. He gets to the health pack and actually oversteps his bounds a little bit there, so getting taken out for the cheeky hello.
And when you work in the taunt, you accept the result if you're taken out. So soon, a bit of egg on his face to start this one off. They do get the capture. They were slow. They could have had some extra percentage if one person had dived on the point earlier. Speaking of dives.
Yeah, very aggressive play here from Mighty AOD, trying to jump in on top of all of Rogue. As they get shoved back, it's going to be the sound barrier coming out from Rogue, however, keeping themselves alive. And the attack visor from AKM, finding 2 kills already. He gets pooped away, looking for a third. Does get picked up by Winz, who actually has the double kill now over the Lucio. That's going to be the team wipe. And a very swift push back there from the side of Rogue, and making sure that Mighty AOD cannot get a cap on the point. 42% so far for them.
Yeah, Mighty AOD definitely surprised by opening with the Diva against the normal type, but it meant that AKM, after his good tracking early, had Soldier, and no one's closing space on AKM, so a maximum value out of the attack visor, already 55% onto point.
Grieve into the backside, toss out the pulse bomb. The Transcendence is there to answer. Unco keeping everybody alive so they don't go down. They'll have that one to burn through with the sound barrier answered from the side of AOD, and Ursa goes forward, has 3 kills already. Soon AKM and Unco all going down due to the Dragon Blade. That might just be the first cap here for Mighty AOD. They do take this out in the meantime. So Rogue finally getting halted, but already quite a bit on the clock for them. 70% accrued, just about.
And Transcendence, of course, the cleanest answer to the Dragon Blade was used because of the stick. So the stick there, the value they got from the stick from Kariv, used that big AoE heal, allowed the Dragon Blade to be powerful. So good communication, good engage just when they could, although Unco does snipe away Erster.
Yeah, gets rid of him. Just the one coming through. Several members of AOD fall low. Dam being one of them has to go ahead and kite back to the health pack. Meanwhile, the Tracer battle coming through. The hit not going to come out from the melee, but Nico's there to pick up the pieces. They get rid of Kariv, and 2 members go down. The recap comes through for Rogue. They'll keep on trucking 3 ultimates in the bank at the moment, looking for a 4th with Winz nearly having that sound barrier.
And really smart stuff from Rogue. They'll soon dive straight onto the point. Only got contested by the enemy Tracer, so got some percentage at the start, and then there was going to be no reinforcements, no positioning for Mighty AOD to get on the point, so they get very little percentage after their initial engagement. Rogue's already crept up to 90.
Yep, no stick there on the pulse bomb from Soon, but he still gets himself out there. Nice fully timed recall from Creep, make sure that he doesn't get exploded on by that self-destruct, but the rest of his team is falling down. They have only traded back 2 kills so far. Nox dashing forward, comes up with it, and now we're into overtime. Fate trying to buy as much time as he can, but he goes down the Discord from that Zenyatta, just too much to deal with, and you can see right there, Sleep not able to make it in time, even with the sound barrier, and that will be Night Market going over to Rogue, starting things off very convincingly.
Yeah, really sharp is how Rogue looked in that particular set. Did drop the point once, but then had the great answer with Soon diving on the point, and Mighty AOD looked short of answers. They tried to swerve us in the interview talking about triple tank, predictably opened the triple DPS, but was stymied by the Diva play from Nico, didn't need to jump on Genji himself. And from there, Rogue just played it super clean, super smart. You know, one nice play from Mighty AOD, profiting from the sticky onto the Zenyatta, but apart from that, all Rogue.
Yeah, couldn't replicate that exact same scenario again.
And I'm not a big fan of how Mighty AOD are running the triple DPS when they were, because DM was kind of escorting the Zenyatta as McCree, but they had no other backline to really be escorted. You know, Reinhardt, of course, with only the Winston as a tank, so kind of a scattered identity, and Rogue looked clean.
Well, they're trying it again. Meanwhile, Rogue, they're going to be opting in here for the double DPS yet again. This time it's the Pharmacy comp. AKM firing off from above with that Pharah looking for DM. One more hit on the rocket would take him out. Finally gets it. They've gone ahead and lost 2 members as Nico and Nox both fall down.
And that's with DM having the one hero who has the tech to take out a Pharah. When you're a soldier, sure, you can have insane tracking, but it's hard to outdamage the heal. With McCree, 2 shots should be enough, but didn't find them. Advantage over to AKM.
Yeah, he gets Thorn cut here. Soon dashing in onto the point, trying to buy as much time for his team as possible. Delay this cap coming through from Mighty AOD. Working up towards that pulse bomb as well. Finishes off Fate. Going to be a good opener, but Wins goes down, so no Lucio offering up that AoE heal. And the recall coming through now from Soon. Stick in here, toss out the pulse bomb, gets down onto Erster, who will lose that mech. Hopping out midair, pulse bomb coming down from the enemy, but will not find a stick, will not find a kill. Went out in the battle in the end, and Mighty AOD actually come out with the first pick onto the point. As AKM barely makes his way out to safety, but there we go. I spoke too soon. Caster Curse coming through for him. He gets sniped right in the backside. DM pushing forward.
It wasn't being pocketed at all because the Mercy was on the point, fighting with the rest of the crew. So the zoning battle from AKM wasn't enough. Initial capture over to Mighty AOD.
And now 2 ultimates getting ready to come through here on Go. Has the res ready to go, and AKM now has the barrage, so Pharmacy comp fully equipped. The rest of the team going to be a bit further behind as Soon tries to get back onto another pulse bomb, but actually finds Thorncut, takes him out before that sound barrier can come down. Won't keep him alive, and the barrage is just being answered here from AKM. Right click coming out from that Diva, but it doesn't block enough, quickly enough, so AKM will be able to go ahead and exit back here. Yeah, really playing with fire there, almost pops himself off the map. Stays in it, but the recap has not come through yet from Rogue. They lost Nox and Nico. Both running back in. Erster popped out of the mech, but that's going to be AKM answered for yet again by Dan. Mighty AOD, they'll hold on to this point now past 50%.
Yeah, through the res as well, they weren't able to actually find positioning on the point. A lot of kills as we were tracking the Pharah flying through the skies, actually going over the side of Mighty AOD. Had pretty good structure, and this has finally forced Rogue to make a switch, no longer with the Pharah, who had been uncontested in the skies, killing the McCree, but it hasn't been enough to capture the point.
Yeah, pulse bomb from McCree, just going to get whipped completely there. Doesn't find anything, and actually gets taken out, shot in the back by Wins. He pushes forward very aggro in on the Lucio.
They have a lot of point control as well with Primal Rage and also...
I mean, Sleep's the only one left alive here. They'll take him out. That'll be the cap on the point, but still a long ways to go. 84% is what's going to be accrued here, just about 85, as they finally get the retake. Rogue in this one for the long haul. Want to hold on to this closeout Lijiang with a 2-0.
I mean, the moment you pick up a couple of early picks and you have Winston and Diva ultimate to control space, inevitable capture will come through. 85% still. Very nice war chest from Mighty AOD to try and defend.
AKM going to be jumped on here as Fate goes right into the back line. Primal Rage ready to go, trying to smack him off the map. See if he can get it. Chasing them all the way back into the spawn. You can see Nox answering the Winston battle, leaping in to the rescue of his teammates, but the recap happens in the meantime.
On the other side of the fight, and as you say, the recap has come through as Rogue tried to disengage and lost 2.
So now in a bit of a pickle here is Rogue. The respawns have come up, but they need to get onto the point ASAP here. 97% Soon waiting on the sidelines. Dashes his way in. They're going to start the contest. Dame almost has the Deadeye ready to go. They're pushing in Transcendence, thrown down by Thorncut, keeping everybody alive through this tac visor that AKM has offered up on the sidelines. No one going down on the side of AOD, and in fact, they're finding the kills. AKM and Wins both falling. They get Unco, they get Nico.
Beautiful.
That'll be the team wipe just about. Nox trying to buy some time, but he doesn't have a Primal Rage, and that's going to be the Gardens going over to Mighty AOD.
And we were tracking AKM throughout the majority of the fight. He was living through a lot of these engages, but on the other side, the 5 members of Rogue were consistently losing skirmishes to the side of Mighty AOD. So some of the people perhaps predicting this to be a complete wipe when it comes to even points on Assault will be surprised to know that we're actually going to just a best of 1 on Control to decide our first map of the night. Tried eventually to switch over to the Soldier, but didn't really feel like they had the coherence that we so often see from Rogue, and we even saw on the first map of Lijiang. Now it's a best of 1 to decide everything.
Yeah, Command Center All comes down to this now. See who the victor of Lijiang Tower will be.
And count the DPS. I see 3 of them, so we're finally seeing the rogue meta we spent so many months looking forward to in Korea from the team themselves. Triple DPS on both sides. Usually when you try and fight fire with the innovators, it goes the way of rogue.
Playtime is over, it seems, here for Rogue. Leapin coming in from Fate, dropping that bubble right on top of the point. Urster dashes forward, big deflect coming through, but Fate's going to be the first one to fall. Urster going low, a couple more hits would take him out, and they finally find it as AKM snipes him out back on that soldier. This should be the first cap coming through here for Rogue. Not sure how much AOD really want to fight over this one, so they will just surrender the first cap. Try to gather themselves back together and push in. Everybody pretty even across the board on their team as far as the ultimates are concerned.
A nice synchronized dive meant that DM, even though he has the flashbang to try and take out one of Genji and Tracer, just couldn't find the space to do so. Didn't die, but was just forced away. And now need to find a solid approach onto the point, which is controlled by Rogue.
Now Mighty will see how they want to approach this one. Playing up into the choke. And Thorncut already gets chunked out pretty low. Gets himself popped back up as they try to get the push in. The contest can hear finally coming through as DM starting the wrap around. Toss out the pulse bomb, not going to find anything.
Rolls into it.
Or the flashbang, rather, not going to find anything, but the pulse bomb does soon. Yeah, takes him out, but he'll get answered for by Thorncut on that. Zenyatta finishes him off. See, though, Fate having to leap back into safety, drops down the shield, keeps himself alive. AKM barely avoiding the pulse bomb from the enemy Tracer as Grieve actually gets dashed through by Nico on that Genji, takes him out, but it's just going to be an exchange there. As AKM goes down, Dragon Blade out, not going to find anything. The boop will finish him off. AOD trying to get the recap. They're so damn close, but about 60% here. Sound Barrier answered for the Transcendence as they just keep brawling it out on top of the point. Urster swinging away, finds, wins, takes him out, soon goes down. And that will be AOD finally getting a cap here on the point and command center. 63% approved for Rogue.
Yeah, Nico with a really late ultimate that found no value on the Genji. They held on to it till after the support ultimates did Urster, then re-engaged. They're winning this trade out in numbers so far. Back on the point though, we will see Korean Tracer backing away, and AKM does pick up the Lucio, the split ones. This will be 6v5 for at least the first 5 to 6 seconds if we actually see Rogue get onto the point.
Seems like they're going to play this one out slowly. AKM with the track visor wants to play around the high ground. Doesn't have sole possession of this so far. It's going to pop it right off the bat as the Transcendence comes down. They find Fate to start things off. Can they get more? Urster dropping in. Meanwhile, the dead eye there from Dim, but Pulse Bomb finds him yet again.
Since Pulse Bombs have been super on point with tracking soon. And speaking of tracking, takes out Lucio as well.
That's the retake there soon. Coming up with a double kill, and AKM finishes off Thorncut without the supports there. Just no hope of Mighty sticking in to really try to delay this. So Cap comes back through, and they'll start ticking closer and closer to 100%.
And that's the clean Rogue we know, where we see AKM opening up top with the Soldier ultimate, just as Transcendence and the other 5 rush into the bottom ground. So unable to fight a fight on both the high and low grounds at the same time with their resources were Mighty AOD. And now it's up to last push territory for Mighty.
Nico going very aggressive, dashing forward. Help gets the kill in onto Thorncut, but soon pays for this one with his life. The Dragon Blade drawn out here by Urster, comes up with a couple kills, but now he's smacked off the map, gets back up, runs up, but there's nothing that he can do to block the damage coming out from that Tesla cannon. He falls. Meanwhile, Kareev
only one on the point.
The cheeky solo cap here coming through. We'll be able to contest it before it goes down. As they leap in. Kareev still alive somehow through all of this. Has not gone down. Pulse Bomb thrown out of the Nox. Really good leap away, making sure no one else on his team dies. But Nico, Dragon Blade ready to go, looking for a target, trying to dash forward, finds that Discord Orb to Winston, takes him out, but gets taken out himself. Sleep yet again, booping him to death. And it's just going to be an all-out brawl now over the point soon. All by himself there, tries to get it, will do so. And a Rogue take out Command Center, picking up Lijiang for themselves.
Yeah, Sun was trading kills, but was off the point. Only Tracer dived. Well, at least in the statue. Kids were out in full force for today when I was walking around. Now it's attention onto Rogues. We're going to see a replay because, again, they were still members of Mighty fighting at the last, but soon will dash off the point. We'll see. So it wasn't contesting when he needed to be.
Just a bit of a mishap there for Mighty AOD. Don't think they really would have been able to come back from that one, but you never know.
So frustrating when the margin is so slim like it can be in those overtime points, especially on a hero like Tracer that's always playing around the margins. Nox has found just the perfect spot for a picnic on top of the statue there.
He's just hanging out.
No peanut butter from this Winston.
Not at all. He's just having some fun. How many times is he going to spam it?
You know, as many times as possible.
He's got 10 more seconds.
Very apparent is the Winston in the defense, but no big surprises there from Nox.
The triple coming out here soon, back on the Tracer, and Nico on the Genji as well. Meanwhile, it's going to be Thorncut coming out here on the Zarya, and
they might actually be committing to the Kariv on the Hanzo. He's not switching after the sonar arrow.
They're pushing forward.
Looking for picks onto the triple DPS with the Hanzo. Scatter arrow can definitely do big things.
It's very high risk, high reward here stuff from the side of Mighty AOD. But Kariv
Kariv
already goes down, so likely going to see a swap come through. But what's it going to be is the question. Maybe something like the Soldier from him.
Looking for picks with this triple tank on the side of Mighty AOD. No consistent damage at all. Yeah, this is their pre-built strategy. It's trying to get picks where possible on one of these DPS and then inch forward. Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Hanzo can all provide picks off their own back and controlling a lot of space so far as the defense has been very stable from Rogue.
They're pushing forward here, trying to get a bit of control accrued here on the point, but actually AKM going to take out Kariv yet again, the first one to fall in these exchanges. They do answer one onto Nox. Zerster finds the kill, but he himself not too far from going down. But
AKM.
That's going to be the sound barrier now. AKM on the backside, having a perfect flank arrow now with that attack visor drawn out. Is working his way through them time and time again. The double kill coming in as he takes out DM.
Really questionable for them to actually invest the Nano Blade and go aggressive when their comp that's largely built around Hanzo. Hanzo was the first person to die, and then they chose to engage in Mighty AOD. And now the comp is looking a bit anemic. You know, now suddenly they still have quite a long wait on these tank ultimates that charge a lot slower than the soldiers and specifically the Tracers of the world. And Nico has his Dragon Blade as well, Nano Blade available for Rogue. Dive onto Kariv, kill him first, and you feel pretty good if you're Rogue.
They can do quite a lot with this one. Kariv, in the meantime, does have Dragon Strike ready to go, but there's no Graviton Surge to couple with it for quite some time. He's going to go ahead, toss it out into the hotel. Not going to get anything, though. Zones them back, wraps them back around the other side of that statue, as you can see, but that's going to be the Dragon Blade. Nano Blade, rather, coming through here from the side of Rogue. Sound Barrier later down on top of it. He gets 2 kills already as he gets rid of Fate and DM, looking for a third as he jumps in onto Erster. That heal deny coming out from the Biotic Grenade, still not going to be enough. Mighty AOD halted in their tracks yet again. Still have not had a single ultimate outside of the Dragon Strike available for themselves.
And remember, this is the map choice of Mighty AOD and clearly a pre-packaged plan. With the Hanzo looking for picks on Rogue's famous triple DPS, and the picks have been few and far between, Achilleos. They're still being first change here as the Rogue, as Kariv now takes over Roadhog duty as DM is on Soldier.
Pulse Bomb coming down soon, looking for the Roadhog, takes Kariv very low, but can't follow up the kill. In the meantime, though, Unko winning the Ana battle, coming out on top of that one.
Could just be an eco push from Mighty AOD, but we've already seen them overinvest previously.
I mean, they're just going to shove them all the way back into the spawn, get rid of DM right at the end as well.
Glass half full approach is eco push, the glass half empty is steamroll by Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, when it's 50 seconds left on the clock, even having to just jump all these ultimates in to get that cap, it's not going to be a lot of time and 0 ultimates really to use on the streets phase.
Yeah, no DPS ult here, it's going to take the tank ults and some great tracking from DM, waiting for that ultimate. There's one.
That's going to be the Earth Shatter coming down to get rid of Nico right off the bat. Almost had that Dragon Blade, so it could be a very crucial one. Graviton Surge now following up, locking them down. The Biotic Grenade keeps them alive for a little bit there, but Unko and AKM in the end do go down. We're trying to buy some time, can't do much. And this should just be the cap coming through, but Nox, he's got something to say about it. Not very long, though.
It was a short sentence.
Yeah. Hello, dead. That's about it. He just wanted to drop in to say hi. So he gets taken out, but now Street Space here for Mighty AOD, pushing into a Rogue team that has 3 ultimates ready to go.
And that's the point that you have to consider. No one's smiling on the side of Mighty AOD. One of the most claimable point A's in Overwatch is King's Road point A, and they need to invest everything at the last just to pick it up. So the Streets phase, well, you can be halted in multiple different spots. It's no longer a formality because they have no ults to hold on, and well, we've got 3 DPS ults on the side of Rogue.
Yeah. And Mighty AOD still just flipping through the characters here. You can see Kariv now over onto that Diva. Pulse Bomb soon. Not going to find anything. They actually get rid of Nico as he draws out the Dragon Blade. So a nice pickup here from DM. with that tack visor as he finds two. Wins goes down. Will also answer one in on the Nox. Akam pushes forward, tries to find a kill, but gets taken out by Unco. Or rather, by himself. It was the
Helix Rocket.
Helix Rocket there, killing him. My eyes betrayed me for a second, and I forgot which team Unco was on.
Dragonblade kind of betrayed Rogue as that triple DPS ult we saw soon first missed the pulse bomb, then Nico suicided with the Dragonblade, and AKM got a bit of value, but they traded down with closer respawns, so bit of a botched engage by Rogue does give up a lot of meterage very quickly on the street space.
It's actually progressing quite nicely now for Mighty AOD. Tracer yet again going into the back line, trying to work down Thorncut to get him very low, forces out the E, the pulse bomb coming through, gets sleep. A nice pick off here for Rogue as they try to push back out. Fake heal deny coming through from the biotic grenade, but still yet again not enough to stop Nico. He goes forward, gets two more kills, he picks up one on the Thorncut. This gives Rogue some breathing room. They can finally reestablish themselves in front of the payload, force Mighty AOD to have to cut through them in order to get that final little bit of meterage there.
Doesn't look like we'll see any swaps from Mighty. May be able to contest the payload with 3 to 4 ultimates, maybe even more. They do have a Reinhardt to allow them to at least inch forward with the shield.
Maybe this is just the way that it goes for Mighty AOD. They just have to force all of their ultimates all at once in order to get the payload over the finish line. Self-destruct, the first one to be tossed out there by Kareem. Doesn't find anything for it. Goes back into the mech.
Don't get any value at all from the Earth Shatter.
Yeah, not going to find a damn thing. Noxo gets pinned, goes low, jumps back out though, and you can see Unco with that Transcendence keeping them alive. Erster goes down, Sleep as well. Both the supports with just 15 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be an absolute slaughter for Rogue. They can push all the way back towards the spawn, keep Mighty AOD contained, and stop them from getting to point B.
It's the all-in when the enemy has no chips left. Just go all-in style here because there's no way for them to get anywhere near the payload.
Yep,
Nico getting some kills. We've seen this from Rogue before.
Just pad that KDA.
That's right. Cherry on top once again for Rogue on the defense. Could have been better. Excellent defense from Rogue. They did 80% of it very cleanly. One botch when they were engaging just after the cart started rolling will be the sort of thing that on a VOD review they'll look at and shake their head, but largely a very good defense on Kings Row, a map that we definitely see be one of the highest to be full pushed. Nowhere near that, not even to point C or point B claimed for Mighty AOD, so you definitely have to be a gambling man to say anything other than Rogue should go into the first break 2-0 up.
Yeah, certainly looking that way, but I don't know, we've had crazier things. Maybe Mighty can put on one hell of a defense here.
The full hold on Kings Row, huh?
Get that full hold. Rogue almost pulled it off.
Bit of a double rainbow situation, the Kings Row full hold.
What does it mean?
It means they win the map. But
Oh, okay. Thank you.
no worries.
This is why I have
That's why you
here
bring
is-
me in.
Yeah. What would I do without you?
You'd wait till they said victory,
This would be a
Mighty
ho-
AOD on the screen.
This would be a horrible broadcast if I didn't have an analyst with me.
Completely agree.
Thank you.
No worries.
Ever supportive.
Really, what I try and do. I'll give you a nano boost once in a while. I'm the honor on this broadcast.
You are the older one.
It's true. Take it.
You at least have both your eyes, though.
That's true.
That also make casting this game rather
For now.
hard.
For now. Well, I'm happy to know you're not tolerant of our future Cyclops casters.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm already called Uncle on the wrong team with both my eyes. So imagine how bad it would be if I had only one.
Oh, I shudder to think. Yeah, so shudder to think.
So does the chat.
And a caster.
Yeah. What face?
Well, looking to see defense here from Mighty AOD. Pretty standard, bit of a mixed defense, no true dive coming through. We're trying to control the high ground and have Karev dive in. Rogue, well, they are going to go for the fire, but no pharmacy. It's only going to
Looking
be
for that opening shot. It's a couple of those orbs to connect.
the target selection so important with a comp like this. Waiting to see where the Discord orb's going. Right now on Winston.
They're trying to chunk him out, AKM. Raining down hell from above.
They really DM to be able to contest now that Arna's shots do less damage.
Yeah, and he's just still chunking out the yam. You can see, though, exchange of kills coming through. Soon gets rid of Thorncut. They do lose the Tracer, but Fate goes down in the meantime. Nice opening 2 kills here for the side of Mighty, but they do lose AKM. 2 DPS still here. Soon will be rejoining the fight shortly. But not a whole lot of ground gained onto the point yet for Rogue. Just poking their way in, trying to work their way around this corner to get some angles on Mighty AOD, who are hiding back behind the hotel.
Yeah, because they don't have the triple tank Mighty AOD, they do have to give up some meterage from time to time to reset when picks come through. Can't just sit on the point like you do with Roadhog comp.
Just poking away at this one. Rogue can very well take their time at the moment. You know, Nano Boost ready to go. They toss it out onto Thorncut as he leaps forward with the Winston. Nowhere near that Primal Rage, but still getting some damage down as he looks for AKM. Just trying to kite back, but just too much damage, and Discord Orb a bit too late there. Thorncut lives, comes out on top of that exchange.
You'll notice that Rogue are being very disciplined here. They had ultimates up, although, as we say it, Unko does pop the ultimate, despite there being a bit of a split spawn.
Yeah,
Wins will get back.
For just he ends soon, and they're going to go ahead and exit with that one. So very intriguing to see.
Bit of a cast to curse
use
moment
that
there,
one.
because they were smart. Wins had ult for longer and didn't use Lucio ultimate. They kind of had a single pick go down and tried to be pretty controlled, but they give up their ultimate, although as we speak.
Soon does find a nice opening. The Dragon Blade comes out here from Nico, just dashing into the back line as both he and the Genji.
It was all a ruse.
Yeah. They go ahead, lure him into a false sense of security and just wipe the floor with mighty AOD's blood. They'll go ahead, get on top of that point, and retrieve the last one alive. Looks like he might make it out with his very paltry HP bar, but that's going to be the cap coming through for Rogue.
Well, now we've seen the next stage of Rogue's development. Innovating the meta with triple DPS, now the NA ult into serious capture afterwards is their new strategy. Work to treat, Rogue style.
Is it the NA ult, the C9 ult?
You know,
I guess they're one and the same.
feels like it sometimes.
All right, well, I just unleashed hell in the Twitch chat, I'm sure, but now dashing forward here soon, poking out, looking for another pulse bomb. As they do work Thorncut relatively low, if they can force out the Primal Rage this early on, be very good tidings for Rogue as they enter into the streets.
Move on to Fate here, but for now, in position. Nox is dead. Gonna have to retool and get the formation back here, will Rogue.
Very far forward here is AOD. Plenty of ultimates as well, so they can maintain this position at least for a bit, unless Rogue can get some massive pickoffs. Get rid of somebody like Erster, perhaps, not have that nano boost available.
A choke like that, not a lot of value for Discord Orb, because Reinhardt's shield is occupying the entire choke. No ultimate for Nico just yet.
They do get Erster, actually Unko sniping him out from above, and then with a leap in from Nox, takes out the M, so big opening here for mighty AOD. Going to be unable to use any of these ultimates, but honestly, now they have 6 of them, so they can just go ahead and respawn and get ready to push up and contest again around this second to last corner.
That's kind of been the mighty AOD story, is 6 ultimates victory and nothing else has really been working for them, which is not the greatest of signs. I thought Rogue would have to wait for Nico to build up his Dragon Blade to actually be able to approach from different vantage points, but they just occupied the high ground, got a first couple of opening picks, and have 3 ultimates of their own already.
Nico poking in from above. You can see the Transcendence coming down. Dragon Blade still ready, but actually, it's going to be DM finding the first 2 kills of the fight with that Tac Visor, getting rid of AKM and Nox. Wins just getting a trading kill in onto Ursa, and DM goes down at the end, so that's going to be 3 here for the side of Rogue, looking for more. Draws out the Dragon Blade with the Earth Shatter, comes down, finally gets taken out as Fate swings his way to victory. They get rid of Soon as well, so the double DPS here from Rogue do fall. AKM sprinting his way back in onto the payload, won't be able to do much, and mighty AOD, they will hold right in front, but look how close they are, and it's 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, they have to back away because the numbers advantage was there. It's going to be a last-second contest from mighty AOD. 4 members strong for now is Rogue.
See how they can pull this off, but it just doesn't seem very likely at all. 0 ultimates here for Mighty. Dragon Blade there for Nico. Pulse bomb thrown into the back. Won't find DM, won't find anybody, but still zones them off. And now Nico dashing forward.
Dragon Blade again already.
Fate go down, gets rid of Kariv right at the end, and that will be the completion from Rogue. Minute and 47 seconds left on the clock as they finish off King's Row.
Yeah, the pre-match expectations, I think, are coming true here. Rogue looks a class above.
Get it. And here we are in eternally sunny Egypt.
Felt a bit like eternally sunny Egypt in Korea today.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out. It's definitely the springtime. Winter is a thing of the past. It's very fast winter as well.
Was a bearable one.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple days where it's just like, damn, it's cold. And, you know, a couple snow flurries here and there, but overall, it seemed like it was just a couple weeks where it's just
I know
like
Korean weather
frigid.
updates really apply to the global stream a lot.
Yeah.
They need to know. You know, that's the burning question. They're not interested in this Overwatch nonsense.
No, this is just an extension for me to really just start trying to debut my weatherman career.
Exactly. It's a backup brand for you.
Yeah.
You're pretty straight-laced. I could see you as a weatherman.
Esports is just my jumping point.
Looking at Rogue, who will be on defense to start. Yeah, I can count them. It's pretty easy to count. 1, 2, 3. 3 DPSs for Rogue.
Oh my god, look at you.
I know. I've learned. I was a Hearthstone caster. I had to be able to count lethal.
How far you've come since you got to Korea. Now I can count to 3.
Hey, as long as you're proud of me, it's fine.
I'm so proud of you. Here we go. I was mentioning the Widowmaker. Seems like we're going to have it. No Mercy, though, to couple with this one. But Grieve, we're looking to line up some of those juicy headshots. Been around from the left flank so far. Not going to spot anybody.
When we saw X6 attacking with the Widowmaker, it was more about what it forced defensively from his opponent.
Fake gets rid of Nico off the bat. That's going to be a very nice start here for AOD as they try to push in. Nox going down as well. Lose the Gorilla. But you can see Andy still coming out very much on top of these exchanges. Wins goes down. A nice sleep dart coming through from Unco. Helps them take out Erster, but AKM gets answered. Grieve up on the high ground in the archway. Coming up with the kills, and already Mighty getting that first tick on the point. Rogue, how much can they contest this?
The opening picks and the long run back means they got position on the point and then position for Widowmaker to have a lot of access to the squishy members of Rogue. We see Soon occupying the point.
Back in right at the last second here. Soon already using the recall, going low. Dashes his way out, gets healed up by the Ana from behind. Toss out the pulse bomb, won't find a stick as he dies. And AOD continue ticking this one up. See Nox pushing forward, trying to just buy more time for his team, but he'll get booped off right at the last second, gets taken out. And the first cap comes through. AOD plus 7 minutes on the clock.
And AKM spawned a lot as well.
They're going to try to snowball this.
They will.
3 members down on the side of Rogue. They're just pushing in. They have ultimates ready to go with the Primal Rage and the Tac Visor. So Mighty AOD just storming in onto the point, trying to get as much ground as they possibly can. Tac Visor out from DM. Looking for a target. Everybody hugging back around the side of the pillars. He won't get much done with that, but the sound barrier comes down, so AOD really committing forward, trying to get this cap through. Soon gets taken out by Erster, dashing and slashing away with the Dragon Blade, comes up with the double kills, he gets rid of Wins, and AOD, the first tick, finally coming through for them, gaining a bit of ground here, as one after the other, Rogue just tries to pile in, but they keep getting taken out.
The respawn times are short, but for now being completely harangued off the point. Widowmaker taken out, nice stuff there by Wins.
Gets a drive-by, but he pays for that one with his Life of Thorn cut. Takes him out, and that's just going to be the capture. 6 minutes in the time bank. Mighty AOD. Good lord.
And if you compare Rogue's play on 2-point capture to their play on the other map types, you do see that this statistic of playing so little 2-point capture, I think was pretty clear. You know, AKM being caught overextending on defense. Didn't really feel like they had their timings down to any degree of comparison to what they've been able to do and the level of cleanness they were able to pull off on the earlier maps. And the 6-minute time bank is so often a death sentence for teams trying to contest the biggest we've seen so far this season, by far.
Where you can see a bit of what looks like frustration there on the face of Nico. Head in his hand, and his LAN debut, and the first one really to get picked off there on the side of Rogue. And Mighty AOD, the floodgates open from there. They pour onto the point, and they snowball that so hard.
It's something you have to remember. They will be forced to play Assault every single match they play on the OGN stage because it is the third of the 5 maps that we play. So this will definitely be something they need to be target practicing with their scrim practice, you'd have to say, because first impression wasn't good for Rogue.
Definitely not. If they could pull off full hold, maybe that would change our minds a bit, but either way, the defense was still lacking quite a lot of life.
We'll see how they want to open. For now, we will inspect Mighty AOD. We'll be running, once again, the balance between high ground control and also the dive of Winston, D.Va, and Tracer.
All right, Rogue, let's see how they can match this.
So they'll be running Pharmacy and the diving duo of Nico and Soon.
See how AKM fares this time over on the Pharaoh. King's Row wasn't the most convincing.
His job will be similar to a Widowmaker's, trying to get people under the cover of the house next to the point. It's already a mini victory in its own. Widowmaker and Farah can do that, both do that by patrolling the high ground.
Finds a couple shots in onto Fate as they drop down on the low ground. Fate going low, will get taken out as Soon finds the kill. Nice opening here for Rogue, but can they get onto the point because of this is going to be the question. AKM finding that high ground, but he gets taken out. Gordon cut from behind, just coming round after round into him.
Yeah, Unko wasn't with him. Wasn't there damage boosting or healing the Pharah.
And now they both go down. Thorncut single-handedly taking out both of the components of that pharmacy composition, and Rogue will get stopped in their tracks without a support.
Yeah, AKM played as if he was being pocketed and was not, and thus fell very confidently there.
That final exit kill there onto the side of Soon, but they won't be able to get him. But Mighty already a nice victory coming through from them.
Time bank continues to tick. You're not allowed a lot of misfires when you have let up a 6-minute time bank. Almighty to play with.
Drop down right into the middle of several people with the post bomb. Won't find his stick, so Soon not going to come up with any kills. Now gets that heal deny coming out. Forces out the recall, dashes off the point to keep himself alive. Well, the Winston's chasing in onto each other. The DPS and the supports are dying on the side of Rogue. They're just getting kicked off one after the other. Soon going low, melee to the face. DM comes up with the kill.
Yeah, both supports being among the first 3 to die meant that push once again was going to be stalled. Rogue looking for signs of life, looking for a compelling engage. For now, really found the formation they want onto this point A of Anubis. They're trying to get into high ground, but now being chased down by the monkey.
The push here coming through from Nox, but maybe biting off more than he can chew. That attack visor comes through with a nano boost, looking for a hit, turns, flicks up, gets an AKM, taking out the barrage. Not going to get anything for him. The res does come out from the side of Unco, bringing him back to life, but is that going to be enough? Wins goes down, and that's going to be the Dragon Blade out from Nico. Needs to do some serious work here. Finds one, booped away by the Lucios. He tries to chase back in, self-destruct. Couldn't connect onto anybody there from Thorncut, but zones them back. And Nico goes down in the end, Fate finishing him off with that Primal Rage. As AOD still hold on. No ticks coming through. 1.5 minutes here for Rogue, but they finally open up with a couple kills as AKM comes back in with a Pharah, gets rid of Fate, and they'll start the cap coming through.
Yeah, the respawns are close, but this is probably the point where you back away, where Rogue was guilty of overstaying a little bit. So they'll set up their defensive formation with the Sombra on point B. 5 minutes 17, so already 43 seconds slower than the full completion on the side of Mighty AOD's attack.
Yeah, and there's just no ultimates really available for them. They have the sound barrier, but outside of that, not a whole lot of anything. Nico, you can see, swapping off the Genji, moves over to the Diva. So all the damage really going to be on the backs of Soon and AKM.
Kariv on.
Oh, Wins gets taken out on the backside of the fight. Kariv just going forward with the Sombra, finds the kill.
He's going very aggressive. This is another DPS player flexing onto the Sombra like Rascal is famous for on Kongdu Panthera.
Now looking for Unco. Can he get him? He finishes him off right at the end. Good lord.
Always exciting. You see that extra level of tracking when it's the DPS player flexing on to the Sombra. They are still running single support, so it is just a large flex for the members of Mighty AOD.
Already such a good job here from Kariv. The EMP ready to go. They have the Pulse Bomb as well.
If they can trade EMP for some ult charge on the other members, definitely a worthwhile trade with how fast the claim is there. Soon is on the point, just trying to force the positioning of Mighty. On the meantime, though.
Pushing forward, looking for the hack. Look at the pop there on Nico's mech. Take him out yet again. You can just leave him in that baby deep before forcing him to run all the way back into the spawn, sacrifice whatever ult charge he has just to get back into the suit.
And that Rogue are forced back again. Putting up percentage. Nico changes again, of course, just to get the mech back.
But again, you know, any charge that he had towards that self-destruct is now gone. So, in some ways, that's even more brutal than just delaying the respawn of the Diva. So that zoning tool going to be gone.
And you need it when you're trying to take down a point so close to respawns. Any sort of AoE control is helpful.
Oh, big wrap around. Mercer gets taken out here. AKM finding the first kill. Then Senate's coming through, keeping them all alive. Pulse Bomb takes out Fate. Several on the board now. AOD, that's going to be the team wipe coming through, and Rogue will get this cap. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left on the clock. They keep their hopes alive, but still nearly double the amount of time in the bank of Mighty AOD.
But so impressive they can spring to life in an instant. That's what the best teams can do. They may be struggling, they may be behind, but in an instant, a full team wipe, not even with, you know, key ultimates being available, gets them the point, gets them a time bank. Sure, almost half the time bank of what their enemies have, but given this is the game type they have the least time on, they will not be full held, they will full capture the point. And now we see another phase. We could still definitely see this be a closer game 3 than we might have thought.
Yeah. Well, Rogue right back over onto the attack yet again. Just over 3 minutes here that they have to work with. AOD, if they could hold them off, I mean, even if they get the cap, if they could hold them off as long as they did on that last round, they would very much drain out the time banks from Rogue.
What adjustments we see from Rogue on defense this time around. Pretty prototypical stuff coming through from Rogue. Will not be going triple DPS. Does respect something like a Widowmaker with a comp like this.
I mean, Nico didn't have much success on the Genji on attack last time, so he wants to just go ahead and start things off with the Stiva. Keep it tried and true. AKM yet again here on that Soldier, so won't be seeing the Pharmacy comp either. And honestly, I do like this a lot better for Rogue. This seems to be their bread and butter.
Won't be seeing a Widowmaker opening from Rogue either, so those hoping for that to come out will be frustrated for now.
Maybe in the future, but for now, just poking around, opting into the left flank as they move up onto the high ground. See though, Kriv just sitting well in the back here, alongside his Ana, keeping himself healthy, just firing off the distance.
Soon's ability to occupy the backline supports and DPS has been one of the big things in Rogue's rise.
Very low though, makes his way out, picks up the health pack, doesn't have to use the recall yet, so has that tool so he can go back in, keep poking up for that pulse bomb to get built up. But for now, it's just a war of attrition. Neither team coming up with any picks, not even the mechs going down yet, but I might have spoken too soon. Nico goes low, looks like he gets himself out just in time.
There are comps here, so a lot of eco pushing happening so far.
Go finally goes down. Riv trying to poke out, almost gets a kill in on Soon, but he makes it around the corner in time. But now the attack visor is ready to go, as is that nano boost. Do we see the combo? So far the answer is going to be no, but the kills are still coming through from AOD. Nico and Soon both going down as they just push them all the way back to the archway.
This time we do not see any ults used after the first 2 kills. Rogue were guilty of that on King's Row, but not this time. Back away. 3 ultimates in our arsenal.
Got multiple ready to go. It's about to be a 4th one here as the Transcendence comes through from Unko as well. Fate not having the Primal Rage won't be able to smack this Zenyatta away. So we have a minor window, but actually Fate just zipping his way up with his multi-charge. Goes ahead, initiates that Primal Rage immediately. AKM trying to sprint into the Transcendence, will not make it in time. Thorncut takes him out. Big opening here, but Erster is traded. They get Unko. It's just a bit of back and forth here, but the supports to be on the side of AOD here. Sleep and Erster be running their way back in. This gets taken out. Sleep falls as well. Some of the Lucios will be going back and forth. No cap on that point yet with just 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Rogue haven't been able to gain anything. No single tick coming through.
We'll continue to engage though because the respawns are further. Tracer goes down as well. Respawn's only now getting here from Mighty AOD.
Yeah, they gotta try to get back in here. Thorncut dropping down, goes to about half HP on the mech suit, tosses out that self-destruct. Will get taken out in the Baby Diva form, doesn't find any kills, and doesn't really get much zoning done either. And this might just be the cap coming through. No one on the point yet. They get Fate mid-air. They will go ahead and take this one away. A little bit of time added to the bank here for Rogue. Snowball, a very minute opportunity.
Speaking of Snowball, they're going to keep pushing. They want to get position on the point. Withers to still not respawn.
Soon can zone people back. If you get a big pulse bomb, this could be huge. But Creep, he's got the flank actually, but the dash forward immediately comes out from Nico, denying with the right click, making sure that his teammates are healthy, and Creep just has to sprint the rest of the way out of here. But on the backside of the fight, Wins and AKM both going down. Might just put a bit of a halt here to the side of Rogue. Don't get a single tick onto that point.
A nice formation from Rogue to back away, but of course then the respawns are coming, and there's DPS threats from the other end to have to respect. So 2 go down, and Rogue will have to retool and reapproach. They need to find some percentage here, given that they need to actually set a target for Mighty AOD to have to attack on point B, so the more percentage, the better. As is always the way.
Grip back over onto that Sombra, trying to build up for that EMP. You got about 30%, but you know how fast that can be stacked up. There you go, speed boost in with the Transcendence. Pulse bomb coming down from Dam, not gonna find anything as he tries to dash back around, trying to find a single target, but hasn't gotten anything yet. But Fate has finished off Unko in the meantime. Self-destruct thrown out, not gonna find any targets in AKM, all on its own. Some gets jumped on by Fate, who finds the 2nd kill. Looking like this might be the turnaround here for AOD to go ahead and stamp out Rogue, solidify their victory on this first half of the overtime. They finished them all off. Unko, the only one coming up, not going to be able to get back to the point fast enough as that lonely Zenyatta. Hold on the 2nd point completed here for Mighty AOD as they run down the clock.
So no percentage points on that point there. captured. You have to get that minimum of 1 checkpoint. It was not taken, so 1 checkpoint is the win condition here. The side of Mighty AOD with 6 minutes in the time bank. The boop off of the bridge onto the ulting AKM meant the Soldier got no value, was well chased down and held by the D.Va. Stuff there from Mighty AOD. Now, all action onto a very uphill battle to deny it for this long. If Mighty AOD just go for an eco push after claiming point A, you'd think they'd have enough time to get that single checkpoint with an ult party on point B, but no guarantees just yet.
See, though, things gonna get changed up here. Nox coming forward with the Reinhardt. They saw that Widowmaker first time around, so we'll just go ahead, have that big shield to block everybody, keep them safe. But double DPS yet again for Rogue. Meanwhile, triple on the side of Mighty AOD, at least for the moment.
So it does allow them to contest further up, because they don't all have to just dive into the defensive position next to point A, because they have the Reinhardt shield to play around. It does allow them to better collapse on the other 5, but doesn't really give them any more tools to deal with the actual Widowmaker.
Are they going to stick with this is the question. It looks like the answer is going to be yes. Thorncut's actually coming out with a Zenyatta.
They see Reinhardt now, so they now know about the Reinhardt.
Interesting decision here. Fate still going forward on the Winston. Jumps in onto the high ground. The Discord Orb means that he has to retreat very swiftly. Does not want to get picked off. Go back forward, poking out where he can, trying to build up for that primal rage. About a quarter of the way there at the moment. Rogue's just going to hold firm on this high ground. A very long way to go if they want to get this full hold on point A. 5.5 minutes in the time bank for Mighty AOD, but Umko goes down. That's going to be a nice opening for them already. Nico going forward, trying to get the exchange, but actually the Mexu gets popped, and that's going to be the headshot. Grief taking out the baby D.Va. Beautiful openings for Mighty AOD as they try to push in almost towards that first tick already. Nox goes down, AKM falls. It seems like Mighty might have just broken this point already for themselves.
Yeah, DM actually had the space to go for these shots. 2 from DM. Nice Helix rocket to finish off soon. And yes, this will be the capture.
So, see this one come through. Rogue just have to play all the way back. We'll see if they make any alterations to the composition, but that's 5.5 minutes. So they have to hold off this entire second point.
Yeah, defense point A on both times. First push was enough to capture. So defense point A. First thing you'd put in the to-do list for Rogue on Temple of Anubis. Now it's all about a single checkpoint capture. It's no longer to the 0.1%. We are on the April 27th patch, so you need that first checkpoint if you're Mighty AOD.
Umko playing with fire here. Grief doesn't quite get that pop-up headshot in onto that Zenyatta. Still, Mighty AOD pushing in very aggressively up the right flank. Have vision of everybody. They lock down Wins with the sleep dart, and they take them out, and that's just going to be it.
There you go.
Already ticking up, so 1 on the board for Mighty AOD will take us to a 4th map. Rogue still at match point, but Mighty will not go down without a fight. Chiming in here, showing their support. Mighty fans getting a bit louder, you'd have to say, after the win right there on Temple of Anubis.
They gave him something to cheer about, so that's at least something to talk about.
Certainly did. Mighty will be kicking us off here on attack. See how far they can make it, because Kongdu and Sia, they didn't make it very far. In their set, it's like 56 meters, something along those lines.
Just under the bridge, basically, was furthest push they could do.
Yeah, not even to the top of the ramp, really, after the underpass there.
They definitely have more well-known DPS players in the roles compared to X6, where we saw Choyo Bin flexing against all expectations onto the Genji. This time it's Nico Soon and AKM very much on their most known heroes in recent time.
He got play of the game.
He did. They can never take that away from him.
No, they cannot. We'll see what Mighty wants to bring forward, though.
A lot of adjustments.
Maybe looking for that McCree. And Griff, he's playing forward, maybe looking for the Widowmaker.
They don't have the full 3-peat with the Mercy, but do have the Zenyatta Discord Orb.
Inches way out.
Back. Hasn't been spotted, now is.
Finds that Tracer. Pop up onto the high ground, playing around the left side. Already gets the headshot onto Nico, and Soon has fallen as well. Nox able to answer one onto Thorncut, but all 3 DPS now supports falling on the side of Mighty AOD. And Karib, what a performance on the Widowmaker. Completely blows the map wide open. they won't be able to get the payload too far off of that team wipe, but good God, let's take another look at this.
Yeah, the first shot onto Nico was nice, but watch the end here, the instant double right at the end. First Ana, and onto Winston, if you don't mind. That was some insane openings.
Absolutely
they got a team
brutal.
wipe in the first 40 seconds.
Yeah, and already have pushed that payload about as far as Kong Nuencia had managed to. Grief still sniping up from the high ground, looking for AKM, but he's going to lose out on that fight. Does get taken down, but still Rogue are very much losing out here. 4 members have just fallen. The payload is almost to point A already. But they go for the last second contest. Looks like the answer is going to be yes as soon dashes in, but he gets taken out immediately. Fate just zapping him to death with that Tesla cannon. Does the same to Nico. And Rogue just piling one by one, but it's just bodies being stacked up by Mighty AOD for the mass grave.
Yeah, insane. We're going to have the point A pushed in pretty damn fast time. 5 minutes in the hangar phase. This is definitely the much more achievable phase.
Oh my lord.
Put your hands away, Achilles. You're getting a bit too excited. But that was Kariv basically off his own back there on the Widowmaker with some insane plays, insane flicks to open up. And we haven't seen the hangar phase in a very long time on Gibraltar.
Yeah, we really haven't. Gonna get a side of it now though. Thorncut getting jumped on. The Primal Rage gonna be popped just to try to kill that Zenyatta. They get him in the end. Nox investing quite a bit though. And AKM and Unco both go down very swiftly. Nox finding a second kill as he gets rid of TM, but payload not really being halted as it makes it about halfway through the hangar phase already. Soon trying to win this Tracer battle, trying to get a couple more shots in, but has to force the recall out on himself as he goes low. He'll have to kite back. Actually, the Winston jumping in almost takes him out.
Continues, we'd actually see the Transcendence used by Mighty. They want to keep this push up.
Pushing forward, Pulse Bomb coming through, but it will not get the kill. Sound barrier down from both teams. Nico with the Dragon Blade drawn out, trying to find a kill here into the enemy Winston. He won't find much, but AKM is starting to pop off. 3 kills rolling through Helix Rockets, taking out Urster off the backside of that fight. So Rogue finally finding some ground to stand on. They halt the payload. It's already made it quite a ways forward, and there's still 3.5 minutes on the clock for Mighty.
While it's a severe investment to use all 3 DPS ults to get that stall, remember they got both support ults at the same time, and the DPS ult, much quicker charge time than the support ults. So for now, Mighty OD will find it hard to actually force a push, and only ult available right now in the game is Soldiers. Finding an approach here with no support ults is difficult. Mighty AOD.
TM popping that attack visor, does get taken out. Not safe on that high ground, nor is Fade. He gets finished off, and now you can see Mighty AOD struggling to make it through these very tiny choke points of the doorways.
They need to adjust their team comp here. The hero lineup they have right now is certainly not going to get them back onto the cart. That's why we see already the Widowmaker. Well, they needed something different because they need a new identity because they couldn't get to the cart with the current lineup.
Well, already Widowmaker having some troubles. Just stay alive here. Now has to operate off that low ground, trying to get some shots in.
No sight lines for now on top of the map right now is Rogue. Still, a lot of that 5 minutes has already been stymied by Rogue.
It's been a good hold here. Once that hangar door closes, the avenues of approach are severely limited into these choke points, so this is a good opportunity for Rogue so far. And Mighty just keeps struggling to get through.
There's no good entrances so far for Mighty, although they do get a 2-for-1.
And Nico and Unco go down. AKM here with the Nano Visor, trying to fire away in onto Fate. Gets a lot of damage onto him, but with the Primal Rage, he's still rather okay. He's finished off Thorncut. We see DM off screen going down as Nox finishes him off, but Urster will trade that one. AKM now looking for a target. Has to sprint his way back, but Mighty AOD, they finally found their way back onto the payload. Dragon Blade drawn out here by Urster. Good deflection as he tries to get the kill in onto the enemy Lucio. Won't find it. Nico trades up, winning out the Genji battle. And that'll halt the payload yet again. Kariv now struggling to find these shots. Might have to swap off yet again.
It's less about the payload being halted. This can't get access to the payload. Can Mighty AOD. They're trading down in almost every scenario. Now they get no value from the Dragon Blade. They don't have a Reinhardt to inch their way forward. They kind of need to dive in, and so far Rogue have been steadfast in stopping them from every different vantage point. 5 minutes becomes a minute and a half, and Mighty AOD haven't made many adjustments.
No, they have not. Nico going forward now. Dragon Blade drawn out. Sound barrier from both teams, keeping them alive throughout the duration of that. Genji ultimate, but Thorncut will go down. Fate trying to leap his way out. gets taken out. Unco able to finish him off, and Nico dashes forward, gets rid of sleep. So both of those supports taken out from the side of Mighty AOD, and the clock is just being bled dry now. A minute left, and they haven't been able to get it much further.
So we can call point A a hiccup for Rogue, given they've really stick the landing. Absolutely, it was a apparent one. Again, the sort of thing that in VOD review they can learn a lot from.
Don't get headshot repeatedly is the VOD review.
Hot tips right there. R/Korean advice.
All right, well, Pulse Bomb comes down. They find DM, so good opener here from Soon. It's a recall off, coming around from the back flank, looking for sleep yet again. This goes down, but still trade-ups coming through from Rogue as they just go ahead and push forward, so trying to even the score. Slices away, finds Unco and Soon. Attack visor here from AKM, barely staying alive inside his healing zone. Will make it out. Oh, but right at the last second, Fake jumps forward, smacks him down. Payload starting to push yet again here for Mighty AOD. Need to stick to this one as it's just 10 seconds left on the clock. It looks like they might just get the completion here. On to point B. Does get stopped off right at the last second there by Soon. And Rogue will regain the high ground here. They try to push back in. We'll see what Mighty AOD can do. Opening onto wins from Erster is a nice one, but AKM trades back in, getting rid of the Genji. They get rid of Fate.
No one's on AKM. Great tracking
Pulse
from
Bomb
here.
from Soon comes up with a double kill. Kareev
it.
goes down. That's going to be the team wipe. And that will be the hold right in front of point B here for Rogue, but definitely sloppy at the start.
Yeah, world-class hangers phase, but point A certainly left a lot to be desired. Kareev took it off his own back, was playing with his own basketball, dunked everyone, and got them that big start. And you thought, okay, with such a big time bank, with how achievable the hanger phase is in comparison to point A on Gibraltar, thought that once again it could be a big time bank for Mighty AOD, but the Rogue class shone through on that second phase. Felt like Mighty AOD was kind of out of ideas, never switched to Reinhardt, never really looked for different ways. Once the cart was halfway down, they only got to it 2 out of 6 attacks, it felt like. And in the end of point B, basically point B, is the goal here for Rogue. First goal always is actually getting to point A, though, given that so many teams this week have failed to do that.
That's very true. So Mighty, we'll see what they're going to bring out as far as their defense is concerned. At the moment, looking like we might just have the double tank, double DPS, but Kareev is yet again going back over to that Widowmaker.
I think if anyone deserves to be a bit stubborn about his Widowmaker, it is Kareev this game.
Definitely a good performance, but he's going to need that.
It's not what Pine was running. Remember, Pine was this trio we've been talking about, the Mercy, Zenyatta, and the Widowmaker, that gives you access to body shots that do 202 damage. The fact that you can just body shot and kill one of the triple DPS, which is such in meta right now, is massive boom. You are investing 3 heroes and also heavily trusting the accuracy, so Riv doesn't quite garner that sort of support in terms of his lineup this time.
But he does gain the respect from his teammates to say, okay, you know what? Go ahead, run it on defense.
But it is a purely high ground comp. There is no dropping down here compared to the other comps. No Tracer,
Fate's the only one that
no
really
Genji.
drop.
This is the sort of comp where you have to allow for some free meterage from Rogue.
Here we go.
Nico will finally be onto the Widowmaker, so this isn't Genji or Diva.
Already jumping far forward, but he doesn't see anybody.
This is a very respectful comp.
He sees
from
him
Mighty
wrapping
AOD.
around, so he's actually going to trade off here. Doesn't want to stick with the Widowmaker.
Well, he was looking for triple DPS and didn't find it. It was a much more balanced lineup for Mighty AOD.
Well, Unco already going down. It's going to be a nice opener here. That's going to be Kareev getting a hit in onto Soon. Function coming through there from Nico. The Deadly could have taken him out, but for now, AOD will hold. They could just keep playing forward, looking for Nox, who's made his way all the way into the back line. Kareev goes low, keeps himself up.
This does allow different vantage points here for Rogue. Gets him again.
Yeah, that's going to be Soon going down. Doesn't quite get Unco. He'll be okay, at least for the moment, but getting rid of the Tracer going to be quite nice. He's going to drop around to the backside. Doesn't really want to stick around there. It's just going to get chased down by Nico. Over onto the Diva now.
He never adjusted his positioning, so he'll just allow the adjustments like the Diva to ruin the Widowmaker's day, and now the dive is on from Rogue.
Yeah, really good Helix rockets there. Finding Ursa around the corner to take him out. He gets rid of the M. Several members on the side of Mighty AOD going down. Lose Unco yet again, but Rogue very much winning out the fight overall. Attack Visor's ready to go here for AKM, but you have to say that he probably doesn't need to use it. Riv's still on the high ground on that Widowmaker. Probably going to have to trade off pretty soon here. Looking for the shot in onto the Tracer. Won't find it, has to back off. And that will be the completion here onto point A for Rogue. So 5 minutes in the bank. Just have to make it to point B. They can go through the hangar phase. They will close out the series.
And Cribs, Widowmaker's now starting to cost them the stubbornness of staying on that big dice. The third time already this map.
Yeah, and the Infra Sight, not exactly an ultimate that you don't swap off for. So he will go ahead, utilize this time to go ahead and get onto the Tracer, try to build a pulse bomb. He's like a multi-man explosion. Really turn the tides because right now Rogue have plenty of momentum. About to be 5 ultimates, nearly 6 as Unco almost has that Transcendence ready to go. Meanwhile, that's going to be the Nano Visor coming out. Nico dashing forward,
completely occupied
the
by
entire
Nico.
time. There's nothing really he can do. He does find an opening, a very slight one to pick off AKM. But Thorncut actually, the Struck takes out Nox. Nice little hold here. It's going to be the 1-for-2 trade in favor of Mighty AOD at the moment, but Griff will go down, evening the odds. As soon picks that one up. They'll lose wins, they'll lose sleep, so just back and forth from both teams to keep it as even as possible.
Nico buying so much space. He has been all over DM on the Soldier this game, negating 2 ults, just the defense matrix.
He'd love to be all over him as Genji, but it just hasn't been working out, so he's gone for the tankier side of things.
Hey, whatever gets you the big W, it's worth.
Exactly. Get that fight money. Nice drop down. Helix Rockets finding Gariv there on that Tracer. They take him out and they just keep pushing forward. 3.5 minutes. Mighty AOD already giving up about 75% of this push over to Rogue. Victory in their sights. See how they want to close this one out. Bait jumping in, but then his corridor in on top of the Monkey, and he gets taken out immediately. Nico picking that one up, just constantly holding down that left like the machine guns, burning through his HP bar. 3 kills, 4-5. Erster, the only one left alive. That's going to be it. Rogue, definitely not as smooth of a ride as they would have liked, but they come out on top in the end. They win Gibraltar. They win their debut match with this roster on LAN in Apex Season 3.
No fist bumps or theatrics from the Rogue team. It looks like business is